Hi, Pastor John Kuski from St. Matthew and the Hope Center. It was one of the most tear-filled Bible studies that I've been at. A women's Bible study, most of them widows, some having lost children. The Bible study was on grieving, so they got around to discussing some of those dear ones that had departed this earth and gone to heaven. But along with those tears, the second part of the Bible study was picturing their loved ones of what they might be doing in heaven at this point. And I gave them some help as the pastor. I took these Bible photos, so to speak, of these heavenly scenes of loved ones gathered around Jesus' banquet table or looking in on him on his heavenly throne, and then more tears of joy. Really, that's what Romans 8 tells us to do, to post these photos of heavenly hope, especially when we're grieving. We're told, for the creation was subjected to frustration in hope that creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. Horrible scene there, the slavery to corruption, not just rusted out cars and dilapidated buildings, but crippled limbs, people being on life support. But then right next to that, scenes of souls and body in heaven, shouting and dancing and eating and laughing around the heavenly banquet, even thrilling as they look on Jesus on his heavenly throne. And you see what's happening there. Those scenes of hope posted next to those scenes of grieving that lifts us out of our despair in the way that God makes it work for you and me. Not an easy thing to do, especially when we're gripped by devastating grief or maybe loss here in this world. But it doesn't really depend on us. Like in that Bible study, there can be a pastor or a shepherd that helps zero you in on those photos of heavenly hope. And then even fellow Christians, as difficult as it might be for one of us, for them to picture with those Bible photos of heaven of what their loved ones are doing. And then, miracle of miracles, Jesus, our living and risen Lord, the living Word, putting himself into those scenes of hope and filling empty and grieving hearts by opening this album of heaven, and along with the certainties of hope of what's going on there, also giving us joy. That's what we've got coming up this coming weekend, Saturday night, 5:30 p.m., Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Also join us online. God's blessings.